Today we shall read the chapter, The Shrewd Farmer. This is the third chapter of English literature. The story is about two brothers who used to work for a rich man. All of a sudden, they found some gold coins. Where and how? Read this story. The Shrewd Farmer. Shrewd. What is the meaning of shrewd? Shrewd means ability to judge a situation accurately and turn it to oneself's advantage. For example, we say, he is a shrewd lawyer. Here we mean that according to the situation, the lawyer turns everything to his own advantage and gains the advantage. So the story goes on like this. Once upon a time there lived two brothers. The eldest one was a farmer who worked in the fields of a rich man. The young one was a simple-minded fellow who looked after the house. So there were two brothers, one who worked as a farmer in the fields of a rich man, whereas the young one was a simple-minded fellow who looked after the house. That means these two lived together and the younger one looked after the house. Some years earlier, many bandits hid in the mountains behind the fields. They troubled the people so much that the rich man sent his soldiers to help them. It took the soldiers a while, but they managed to drive the bandits away. Who are the bandits? Bandits are dacoits. The dakus. They hid on the mountains behind the fields. They used to trouble people. So the rich man used to send his soldiers to help and managed to drive the bandits away. It was now safe for the people to live there. One day the farmer was working alone in the field. Suddenly he found a bag full of gold. He had seen only a few silver coins and was astonished at the sight of so many sparkling gold ones. When the farmer was working in the field, he found a bag of gold. Earlier he had only seen a few silver coins in his life. So when he saw the sparkling gold coins, he was astonished. Astonished means surprised. He was very surprised to see the gold coins. He thought for long and hard about what to do with them. He was in a tight spot. He was very confused to what to do in this situation. It was a difficult situation for him. Tight spot. First, the land on which the bag was lying belonged to the rich man. By law, everything on it belonged to him. The farmer knew that the rich man already had more money than he needed. But the two brothers were so poor, they barely had enough to eat. What was going on in his mind? That according to the law, whatever is lying in the rich man's field is his. So the farmer also thought that the rich man already had so much money than he needed, whereas the brothers were so poor, they did not have enough to eat also. So he decided to take away the money and the gold. So he decided that they could put the money to better use. What if someone found out about the gold? He would never tell anyone, of course, but what of his brother? He had a habit of talking too much and could never keep a secret. Sooner or later, someone would find out and they would land up to jail. He thought on the problem over and over till he had an idea. He hid the bag of gold in the woods of pine trees and went home. The next day he went to the village and bought some fish, donuts and a rabbit. Then he went back home and said to his brother, "Get your basket and come with me. Yesterday it rained and the woods are full of wild mushrooms. We must gather as many as we can." So he kept on thinking how to manage the gold bag and also thought about the problems that he would face. So he hid the bag in the woods of pine trees and went home. Now the next day he went to the village and bought some fish, donuts and a rabbit. He bought all these things and then he went back home and said to his brother, "Get your basket and come with me." He asked his brother to come along with him to the woods, and as it rained, there must be a lot of mushrooms. They went to gather them. The young brother loved wild mushrooms. He quickly grabbed the basket and ran after his brother. When they got to the woods, The farmer ran about shouting, "Look, we have found a donut tree." And he showed his brother the donuts he had hung on the branches of the tree. So the elder brother himself hung all the donuts on the branches of the tree. The younger brother was astonished. He was surprised. He was even more amazed when he found the fish in the grass. Now the fish were not in the river, not in the water, but were there in the grass. The farmer laughed happily. "Today is our lucky day." He himself did all these things, the farmer, but he was acting as if he was very happy, and he said it was our lucky day. Who knows, we might even find treasure. He was giving hints. He was just keeping things as if he did not know anything. The young brother was almost speechless. He could not speak because he was so much surprised. All he could do was repeat the words, "This is our lucky day. This is our lucky day," as he looked around for more surprises. The basket was now full of fish. Then they reached the river bank. The farmer ran ahead, calling out, "Yesterday I laid out my nets. Let me see if I have caught some fish." Suddenly, he let out an excited yell. "Look at what I have got. This is really our lucky day. I have fished a rabbit." The farmer and his brother then decided to return home with their booty. The younger brother kept thinking about the great dinner they were going to have with donuts, fish, and rabbit. "Let's go by the woods," the farmer said. "We may find more donuts." So, the farmer intentionally was trying to go to the woods so that he could reach to the place where he hid the treasure, where he hid the gold, and so that his brother also comes to see that they have got it there in the woods only. Soon they reached the spot where the farmer had hidden the bag of gold. He pretended to look around for donuts and suddenly shouted, "Look over here, it's a strange bag, full of gold. This is an enchanted forest. We have found donuts on trees, fish in the grass, a rabbit in the net, and now this gold." The younger brother was by now speechless. He was surprised. He was again surprised because the farmer acted as if they have found this bag of gold in the woods only, and he was showing as if he was so surprised after seeing this. And the younger brother was speechless. He could not utter a word as he touched the shiny gold coins. Then the two went back home. Neither of them could sleep that night. They kept waking up to look over their treasure. The next day, the farmer went for work as usual. Before he left, he warned his brother, "Don't tell anyone about what happened yesterday." So the farmer went to his work as usual and also asked his brother not to tell whatever happened to them yesterday. The younger brother nodded. He said yes. He was still speechless. He was surprised. He cannot come out of this surprise that whatever they got yesterday, whatever they encountered yesterday was just unbelievable. The farmer repeated the warning the next day too, and the next. So 2 to 3 days later, till then, he kept on repeating the same thing, that do not tell anybody about what happened that day. And however, the younger brother started talking, and pretty soon the whole village had heard about the treasure, because he had the habit to speak and he did not have the habit to keep the secrets. So he told everybody that whatever happened that and how they found the treasure. The rich man heard about it too and called the farmer and his brother for an explanation. The farmer stood behind his brother and allowed him to speak first. What the farmer did? The farmer kept his brother at the first place to speak in front of the rich man. The younger brother told the rich man about the donuts and the fish and the rabbit. As he spoke, his brother tapped his forehead and pointed at him, as if to say that he was not in his senses. As he was standing at the back of his brother, he showed as if he tapped his forehead and pointed at him to show as if he is not in his senses. He acted. The rich man heard the wild story and saw the gestures of the farmer. Gestures, he was making some actions through which he was trying to tell something to the rich man. He began to pity the younger brother and spoke to him kindly. "Then you found a treasure?" "That's right," said the younger brother, excitedly. He was happy to see that the rich man believed him, whereas the villagers had not. The rich man then turned to the farmer and spoke sympathetically. So, what exactly happened? The farmer tried to show the gestures as if his brother had some mental problem, and the rich man believed him. So, he started to listen to the younger brother's story very kindly and very patiently, as if giving him some pity attention. So the younger brother became very happy that the villagers did not believe his story, but the rich man is accepting whatever he is saying. The rich man then turned to the farmer and spoke sympathetically. I see what you mean. Unfortunately, I have a sister like this too, he said, tapping his forehead. Even the rich man had a sister who was having some mental disability. But the farmer was actually trying to manipulate the situation and try to fool the rich man. No one believed the story anymore. The brothers went back home. The rich man thought that the younger brother is making stories because he was mentally ill. So no one believed to this story. And the brothers went back home with their treasure safe. Of course, the farmer spent his money wisely. So this was the plan. Now write down the word meanings of this chapter and try to do the exercises by yourself. We will discuss the exercises in our next segment.